Hello, this is Andy. This will be the last of the SRX Automation Lab. Today we are going to do recovery of the SRX configuration, right? So the idea is first we will removing all the SRX config, and then we will use the Ansible playbook. Basically, we run all the script and playbook we have shown in the previous chapter. And then, if you recall, there are a couple of sessions we do not use playbook, right? Instead, we write a Python script to do that. What we're going to do is we also going to organize those scripts inside the playbook. We'll be able to call those Python script as well. And if you want to follow along, this will be the GitHub address. And So, this is the GitHub page for the lab. And what we're going to do is basically the last two workshops. So the disaster strike and then the recovery, right? Okay, and then the last chapter is basically reviewing the lab, and you can read it through. Basically is listing what we have done and the different ways we have shown you the automations. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the SRX configuration. So that is basically simulating a disaster situation that you lost your config file, and um, the way to set up is actually pretty easy. We will also use an Ansible playbook called I think it's called WMD, or WMD, yes, Weapon of Mass Destruction, and it will call a Jinja tools template. If you look at the template, it's removing the policy, IDP application firewall, NAT, all we have done in the previous lab. Okay, uh, so here is the step we're gonna do. Right, we're gonna use a removal, and we will delete all the policies, run this playbook, and then call up the Jinja 2 template. Okay. And the command is actually quite straightforward, right? So I'm going to copy it, and I'll go to my terminal here. And so if you look at that, so my DevOps machine, I have a playbook called WMD, right? Okay, yeah, it just basically call up this Jinja 2 template called mass destruction. Okay, so if we cat oh, mm, okay. Okay, so it's removing all these things, right? So I suppose we need to copy this one to to .set .j2. Okay. Oh, in fact, I don't need to copy this mass decision because in my playbook I actually call this mass precision template, so I don't need to copy it to the WMD. But anyway, Okay, so before we do that, let's go to the SRX, and we can see we can do the show configuration, for example, security policies. So here's my security policies, and I can do, for example, application firewall, right? There you go, right? And I can also bring up my application firewall policy. So security application firewall rule sets all, right? So it give me basically the statistic when I run this firewall, and I can ping to the other side, right? So okay, this is through the VPN. So actually we can do this. We can do the ping here, and we can do a show security full session. We can see the ICMP ping, right? Is basically go through the 10.255, which is our VPN tunnel IP address. So this is trying to ping the 19.2, but you can see the back incoming traffic is going to the 10.22. That is our VPN tunnel. We can also do the show security IKE security associate. Yep, and also show security IP set security associate. So the VPN tunnel is up and running. Okay, cool. So, and what we're going to do here right now is we'll remove everything, right? So Ansible playbook I inventory, and then playbooks. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, I should execute this one level above. Yes, okay. There you go. And this is going well. And we go back to the SRX, and we can do a show configuration, security policies, for example, right? Nothing. And then we can do the application firewall, right? And it's also nothing. Okay, and so we have finished removing all the config, and the next thing we're gonna do is rebuild it, right? So we cover all the config, and to do this, we will create a so there is a file actually called all.yaml, and this file is going to call the different YAML file that we built earlier, and so it will build the config for you automatically, right? So that's the idea. Now there are a couple things we want to point out first, right? So if we go back, so that would be the the lab number 10. We're covering lab with license, okay? Uh, so this is the all.yaml file, which is a playbook we're gonna call later. Now in a couple of the automation lab, like install IDP license and also install the IPP security packet. If you recall, we did not write a Jinja 2 template. Instead, we use a Python program to call the to execute the CLI, right? So this one will install the license, and the other one will download the IDP signature file. In this case, we can call this file from the playbook. So we create a IDP license playbook, IDC license YAML file, and IDP security pack YAML file. With this, you can see in the task we just give it like a script name, and then the argument to execute that include the login information, user password, um, and the host of the SRX, and then where you get the license, right? Now, in here we actually make a modification because we use the private server and we install Apache for the license. So instead of 10.10.0.10, it should be 192 168 .10.10, right? So we go to, and then I think this one is okay. So we want to change the um, IDP license.yaml file, right? So we go to the SRX. Oh no, actually we go to the server. We go to playbooks. We'll do the IDP license.yml, and you can see actually I have changed the license URL and then also the license file, right? Okay. So in this case, it will go to this URL, right? Instead of the 10.10 URL. Okay, so we are fine. So we should be ready to run the script. So what it does is it will use the script we have run in the previous lab and run it again to restore all the configuration file. And finally, we can do a verification. So we will look at all this policy and application file IDP to make sure they were back, right? So I'm going to run this. So you can see this is the all.yml in the playbook directory. So visible playbook. Three. Playbooks. Oh, not here. Right. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I will just pause it for a while. This is running now, right? Okay. Okay, so I think at this point we actually see some error when it's trying to talk to the other side to get the UTM license, and the reason is because the tunnel has to actually go up before we can retrieve the license because now we make the private server as a web server. So when we change the config and basically we are just running like up to the VPN phase. Let me see. We change the config and and it looks so good now. And everything is run through. So basically we need to break it down to two phase, right? We have to run into the IDP, and then when the tunnel is up, we can run the second stage. All right. That should conclude our lab for the last part. Right. Thank you.